going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. If you are here, you can hear me clearly. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me clearly. We can get right into today's show. Okay. Let me get a few more ones. Y'all. Okay. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. I'm glad you guys can hear me clearly. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to everyone in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button, and share the show. Hit that like button and share the show. We're going to get into it today. Got another show lined up for you guys. I'm not going to be that long, but we have to talk about this today. So before we get into it, I'm going to shout everyone out. That's in the chat. Salute to all the visionaries. Of course, you're tuned in to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm the host, DS1 Ross. Let's see who's in the building, and then let's get to it. Let's see who's in the building. While I'm shouting you guys out, y'all know how we do over here. Do what's free. Hit the like button, hit the share button. While I'm shouting you guys out, do what's free, y'all. Y'all know how we do over here. Salute to everyone. Hey, Letitia, how you doing? Shout out to Letitia in the building. Good to see you, Letitia. Shout out to my brother, the underrated one. Salute, my brother. Good afternoon to you. Peace to the God, Seth's son. Salute. Good to see you, bro. Shout out to my brother, Self University in the building. Salute. What up, Astral? He said, glad I'm on time. Yes, sir. No notification. Interesting. You might have to click your bell off and click it back on, bro. I know how YouTube do with certain channels. But yeah, you on time, bro. Salute to you, man. Hey, Jasmine, how you doing? Shout out to Jasmine. Young Reyes, what's up, Young Reyes? How you doing, man? Salute, Cuzzo. Salute. Glad you checking in, Cuzzo. Salute to you. What's up, Cynical One? How you doing? Hey, Classy Creole. Shout out to Miss Classy Creole, House of Love. Good to see you, sweetheart. Always coming through and holding down the chizat for your brother. I appreciate all of your support. Shout out to you. Let's see who else is in the building. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. Shout out to my man Bucket. What up, Bucket? It's a day one supporter right there. Shout out to my guy Bucket 88. Hey, Miss Camille. Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Glad you're in the building. As always, coming through and showing love. I appreciate you. DMW Shots. Salute. Shout out to DMW Shots. Salute the team Guardian. Shout out to you, DMW. Appreciate your support, man. Triple Eight Job. What up, Triple Eight? What's good, man? If y'all are not receiving the notifications, sometimes y'all gotta go turn y'all bells off and turn them back on. YouTube does that. Sometimes you may even have to unsubscribe and resubscribe. YouTube does that as well. They unsubscribe people, they won't send out notifications. So, in order to stay on top of that with this channel, sometimes you may have to turn your bell off and turn it back on if you're not receiving notifications. Make sure that your bell is turned on, by the way. Not that you just press the bell, but your bell, your notifications are turned on. Because sometimes you'll receive some, but not all. So you got to make sure that your bell is turned all the way on. Shout out to my man, Club Fortune. What up, Club Fortune? Good to see you, bro. Appreciate your support, man. That's right, Classy Creole. The likes are free. Do what's free, y'all. Do what's free. Astro says, I really F with you when you use scriptures in the lessons for the day. It's needed. Definitely with the Delilah topic, but mainly the scriptures. No doubt, my brother. Salute to you, man. Salute, man. Salute. I'm glad I can be a help, bro. I'm glad I can be of agency to you. I'm glad I can be of agency to you, my brother. We're gonna continue. We're gonna continue here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. Hey ES, how you doing? Good to see you. What's up, Lynn 216? How you doing? Right, they play loot. Yeah, they do. They do. Especially with certain channels. What up, Luxury Pick? Salute. Shout out to my brother Ebo in the building. Salute, Ebo. Salute, salute. Shout out to everyone, man. Peace to my guy, Mark. What up, Mark? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, it's Aquarius season. Absolutely. Shout out to all my Aquariuses. Shout out to y'all. Y'all see today's show, man. Y'all see today's show. But before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button. Y'all hit that share button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the share button. The links is going across the screen. At any time, you can financially support today's show. The links are going across the screen. Sorry, no Cash App, y'all. I know some of y'all be coming in. Some of you guys are new supporters. Y'all want to support the channel and y'all are used to supporting through Cash App. This is a platform that is not ran through Cash App because my Cash App was suspended. So you got PayPal and you got Venmo going across the screen. You also have the Super Chat. So shout out to everyone who has financially been supporting today, who has been supporting the platform in general. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. But you would like to support today's show or any show from today, if this is your first show on, understand that the way that you support, the way that you sow back into the platform, the links are going across the screen. All right. Shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to my man MR. Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to everyone that's in the building, man. Shout out to my man Boot Camp on the check-in. Salute, salute. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Cynical one. You know, especially when you had a lot of grievances with Cash App. But y'all see today's show, man. Y'all see today's show. These are the men who are missing. These are the men who are missing. Now, let me preface this. Y'all know Y'all heard me talk about the Gen Xers before. I've went in on baby boomers before. That's not what we're doing today. This show is not a show to air out any particular grievances that I or guys of my age group may have with older guys. This is not a millennial versus a Gen X show. This is not the millennials versus the baby boomers. This is not a millennial about to go in on older guys as I did before. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And we're not doing that because at the end of the day, there's a lesson that need to be learned. And I notice here on YouTube and here is in the world of social media, shout out to Big Dice in the building. Salute, Big Dice. Shout out to Team Guardian. I appreciate you, bro. Right? I notice here on YouTube that, and this is not just YouTube, this is social media in general. A lot of people nowadays have selective hearing. They don't hear what you said. They hear what they thought you were saying. This is why people have such people today in today's society. People are very emotionally unstable in situations that doesn't call for you to even feel perplexed in any way. But I notice people don't hear what they're supposed to hear anymore. People hear what they want to hear. And for the most part, a lot of people who come on social media, they hear for smoke. Let me preface this before we get directly into the show. Because I know a lot of y'all are gonna come in here because y'all see the thumbnail and y'all think I'm a go in on older brothers. And I'm not. See, a lot of y'all want smoke. Y'all come here for this. Now y'all know me. Y'all know me. When it comes to doing that, that's not an issue. That's not an issue. But the issue is, can you get another man to listen when you're not bringing smoke? Are you just as effective when you got smoke or when you bringing smoke or when you bringing the word? Are you that impactful or more impactful when you teaching your brothers? Or are you just built for the smoke? Now, if you've been supporting DS1 Ross, y'all already know what it is. I don't need to talk about it. It's irrelevant at this point. You saw me in action. And if you know me outside of YouTube, you know that stuff doesn't need to be mentioned. We men. A lot of times we come on here and we be trying to assert ourselves in a way that we don't need to because this is not that environment. This is not the environment for smoke. Smoke is for outside. You see what I'm saying? That's what the smoke is for. The smoke is for outside. That's what that's for. These platforms, these are media companies. Y'all heard me say this before. This not for smoke, y'all. This is to teach, help heal, motivate, inspire, and encourage brothers. That's what this is about. You want smoke? Let's go outside. You see that? And usually, and I'm not trying to sound no way, but usually when you talk to a man that way, he usually simmers down. All of that, all right, bro, let's go outside then. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. All that extra irate, but when you just talk to a brother and be like, all right, I feel you. Let's go outside then. That's how you feel? All right, let's go outside. Let's go on the staircase. All right, what's good? What's good? Or you just pop out in a city and get on camera. Yeah, I'm in such and such. I'm at the mall. So they already know this is not YouTube now. This is not social media. This is where the smoke begins. This is where the smoke is. See? So today's show, it's not going to be about no smoke. I'm not giving brothers no smoke no more. You understand? That's not even coming from me no more. Aimed at any brothers. Because that shit is counterproductive. And I always knew it was counterproductive. I always knew that. But guess what? Me being a nigga, me growing up, how I grew up, where I grew up, this is how men asserted themselves. When that's actually not being assertive. See, when you grow up and you learn things, it's supposed to change your behavior. It's supposed to change your behavior. It's supposed to change your MO when you're dealing with people, when you're dealing with yourself. You see, from day one, with me coming on YouTube, my whole platform is to help brothers. Go to the About section of my channel. If this is your first time here, if you have no clue about DS1, what DS1 is about, go to the About section of this channel. It tells you who I am, gives you a breakdown of who I am. And a lot of times when we speak on the men who are missing, us men here on YouTube, we go right to blaming people. We go right to blame. Yeah, you know, cause we wasn't taught right. Yeah, we wasn't, bro. Shout out to my brother Dale Diddy in the building. Salute my brother. Salute. That's the first thing we do. Dog Soldier. Salute my brother. Salute. Shout out to Team Guardian in the building, man. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the brothers in here, man. Right? That's the first thing we go to. As men, the first thing we go to in the conversation, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going off what I see and what I've been a part of, what I've experienced. Because I've been on YouTube for years. So a lot of the conversations that are currently being had were had already. A lot of these, because there's a lot of new content creators, and shout out to y'all. Keep doing y'all thing and building y'all brands and building y'all media companies if that's your plan, right? But a lot of these conversations that are being had on a so-called larger scale, because people consider more subscribers a bigger scale. These conversations were already had. Okay? The relationship conversation about men and women, who should be doing this, who should be doing that, how you should be, how your woman should be, how you should think. We went through that. We had the conversation. We had the conversation about the younger brothers versus the older brothers. We had that conversation. But we didn't have it in a way where the older brothers could learn something from the younger brothers, and the younger brothers could learn something from the older brothers. See, we didn't have the conversation in that way. And we're still not having the conversation in that way today. Everything is a goddamn battle royale for black folk now. This is why I don't be around a lot of people. Everything is a battle royal. Everything is an argument. Everything is dramatic. And we got to make a scene. And we got to tell the world. I don't understand this stuff. And I'm talking about the men. I'm talking about the men. Everything now was a debate. A debate. A debate. A debate. You got all these people who want to debate, but these the same men that'll tell you you don't need higher levels of education. Oh, you ain't got to go to college. Oh, you ain't got to go to school. But y'all want to sit here and hold formal debates. You ain't even been to school. How you know how to run a formal debate, sir? You ain't been to school. You know there's a proper way to debate. There's a structure. But then y'all will tell men, oh, you ain't got to go to school. All you got to do is get to a bag. But you want to debate. That don't make no sense. There's a proper way to debate. You see? We want to argue with the elderly man. We want to argue. We want to argue with grandpa the way grandma did. We're not trying to understand each other as men. This is why we can't work with one another. We don't know each other. We don't know one another. How are we supposed to work together? And then we were raised in an environment where it's dog eat dog, survival of the fittest. This is why we fight as men first. My homies I grew up with, we fought and then became friends. Y'all remember them days? Where you had to fight your friends to prove you was worthy to be their friend. Remember that? Remember that? It's called rites of passage in the hood. That was our rites of passage in the hood. You had to fight your homies. Because if you wasn't going to punch your homeboy in the mouth, I know you ain't going to do it to nobody who ain't from over here. I know when we get on the train and get on these buses and go to Coney Island and go to Donny Park and go to Sesame Place and go to Yogi Bear, and we run into a group of other boys who acting tough. I know you ain't gonna fight them. You ain't gonna fight me. That's how we grew up. This is how we grew up. Was that right? No. No. I wouldn't. I don't want my son to grow up and have to fight his friends to prove his loyalty. Because that's gang shit. See? That's gang shit. That's gang life. Shout out to my brother Dion. I'm about to give you a wrench, bro. Shout out to my brother Dion, man, always coming through and supporting. I'm about to give you a wrench, my brother. Salute to you, man. I appreciate all your support as always. There you go. Yeah. And Mar says, I remember those days. Yeah. Del Diddy says, same here. We had to fight each other first. Absolutely. Bro said, I don't want it. Hey, bro, you got it anyway, bro. You earned it. You, even if you don't exercise your power, it's there for you, bro. You see? And we do the same thing now. This is why when we come on here, it's never a formal conversation between millennials and the Gen Xers. It's about pointing the finger. We point the finger. We're not looking at what caused these men to make the decisions they made. We're not looking at that. See, and the reason why we have to start doing this is because an elderly brother, he mentioned this to me, and I learned a lesson from what he told me. This is when I used to go in on the boomers. This is when I used to go in on the Gen Xers. You know what he used to tell me? He used to be like, DS1, you act like you ain't never gonna get old. Do you want to get old? Do you want to be 60 years old? Do you want to be 70 years old? And do you want young men saying the shit that you saying about them about you when they don't even know what you went through? They don't know what you was faced with. And that always resonated with me. Because like I said, my purpose was never to come here and to give brothers smoke. Go to the about section of my channel. Don't take my word for it. Go see what's in the about section. Because a lot of you dudes act like you about something, but the about section of your channel is blank. It says about. Ain't shit there but when you started a YouTube channel. The whole section is blank. So if somebody never heard you speak and just clicked your channel and clicked the about section and that shit said blank, what do you expect them to think? See, I had to start thinking about this. You see? Because the problem between the generations is we don't know each other. See, it's in the Bible that the young men and the older men will be against each other. Father versus son. That's the young man versus the older man. The young woman versus the older woman. That's that sisterhood, that toxic sisterhood shit. Where you learn all your negative behaviors from the older women in your family. What you think happened to us? Who made it cool to sell crack before you saw the nigga outside your house? Unk. Yeah, we all got unks in our family. And when we was young, Unk wasn't always doing the right thing. We loved Unk though. We didn't know why Unk was doing what he was doing, but we loved him and we looked up to him. That's why we wanted to do what he did. You see? But we never knew Unk's situation. We never knew his circumstances. We never knew why Papa ran numbers. See, both of my grandfathers was hustlers. See, so when you niggas get up here and try to act like, oh, DS1, he hate money. DS1, what? Nigga, I come from that. Both of my grandfathers was hustlers. Both of them. My mama father and my daddy father. Both of them. Okay? Okay? The real hustlers. Yeah. My father's father was a number runner in Brooklyn. Yeah. He didn't run a number spot. He had the books himself. So if you're from Brooklyn or if you're from New York, you know what that means. You know who he worked for. We ain't gonna talk about that. Okay. My mother's father was a hustler and a pimp. You see? But we didn't know why they were doing this. This is why it's our job to know our family. We need to understand the men that come from our families. So you know why you the way you are. You see? Then you could start understanding why you have some of the same issues as the men in your family. And you don't know why. It's generational. You see? Today's show is these are the men who are missing. Who are the men that are missing? Hey, New York Nikki, how you doing? Hey, Les Troll. Good to see you, young lady. Triple H says, man, I seen the most money from an unk. I came to visit from Cali and he was counting stacks and stacks on the ground in the house. And I was like, and was like, come on in, nephew. Come on now. Come on now. Who are the men that are missing? What men are missing? Y'all see who I got on the thumbnail? That's Bill Russell. That's Bill Russell. See, men are like that. These are the men who are missing. See, it has nothing to do with an age. Okay? Has nothing to do with an age. It has something to do with a mentality. And the man, I'm gonna play this video, right? But just listening to how he speaks, these are the men that are missing. And they're missing. What I mean by they're missing, a lot of them are missing out of our lives. Because a lot of them died. A lot of them went to prison for a long time. So they came home, it wasn't the same. These are the men that are missing. The men with these certain characteristics. See, everybody talks about the traditional woman. What happened to the traditional woman? What happened to the traditional man? What happened to the man who stood on shit that he said? What happened to the men who knew how to get shit done without a bunch of goddamn money? What happened to those men? These are the men that are missing. The men who are really of value. These are the men who are missing. These men. I made a status on my Facebook this morning to the ladies, because I do that sometimes. I have two messages. I have a message for the ladies for the day. I have a message for the men. And I told the ladies, I said, ladies, there's a difference between a man with money and a generous man. See, y'all think they're synonymous. They're not. You can have a man with a pocket full of money and he won't give you shit. How many of you women been with a man like that who likes stashing money on you? He always hiding some shit. He always don't got it. But he always got something new for himself. Oh, selfish ass nigga. But he got money. See, we got to change the context in which we have in these conversations. Do you women want men with money, or do you want a generous man? See, because these are the men who are missing. Generous men. Men who actually care. See, a man with money don't mean he generous. Just because he got something, that don't mean he gonna share it. See, y'all don't understand that shit. See, y'all thinking, well, you gotta have something to share. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because my time don't cost shit. And my time is worth more than any goddamn gift I could give you. So what are you talking about? My attention and my time is priceless. So what are you talking about? And a man has to be generous to even give you his time, let alone give you his goddamn money. A nigga could give you some money to treat you like a whore. So is he a generous man? No. He's a trick. See, these are the men who are missing. The men who actually have a heart for his family. Who have a heart. See, when you have a heart for your family, you have a heart for the community. Because the community is an extension of your family. This is why you ain't got community men no more. These are the men who are missing, because men have become too selfish and self-absorbed. We've become the women that we talk about on here. A bunch of self-absorbed niggas who think it's all about them. Me, 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 me. And who taught you how to be selfish? 9 times out of 10, it was your mama. Because it was all about her. That's why your daddy left. Because she was selfish. And now your ass is the same way. And you think you're not. You think it's cool. Y'all call it self-preservation. You're dressing selfishness up in self-preservation. And do you wonder why nobody want to be with you? Because you're selfish and you're greedy. You think you're going to run around and pilfer shit from people and not give nothing back. You don't live the life of reciprocity. And no matter how much money you got, a real woman, she'll sniff that shit out in a man. This is why you got all these men running around here with all this money, and all they doing is paying prostitutes. They can't keep a woman and can't keep a relationship because these are selfish niggas, self-absorbed niggas. It ain't got nothing to do with you buying your wife nothing. It's about you being present. Because remember, nigga, you a man, so you the gift. Your presence is supposed to outweigh the presents you give. She's supposed to be happy to see you before she see what's in the goddamn bag. Is your woman happy to see you, or do she just want to see what you got her? What happened to those men? What happened to those men? Oh, they don't exist no more because of the system. Listen to that. Listen to that. What happened to those men? Hey, Raining Woman, how you doing? Shout out to Miss Raining Woman. Appreciate you always coming through and holding down the chizat. We're going to talk about this today. These are the men who are missing. Let me just go ahead and say it. Let me just go ahead and say it. The majority of men nowadays don't give a fuck about nothing. Yeah, I said it. Y'all could go ahead and be mad. Oh, look at DS1 taking up for the women. See how you niggas think? Now, because I'm in here calling out what we all see, what we all hear, oh, he caping for the women. You see that type of shit? This is what I was talking about earlier. Where you think I got smoke for somebody. Nobody got no smoke for nobody. No. I'm speaking on the type of men that are no longer around. I'm speaking on the type of men who's sitting on the bench, quiet, because he don't want to be ostracized. We talking about those men. Why you think you're seeing men speak up in the industry? A lot of them are not just speaking up for money. A lot of them need to get that shit off their spirit and get it off their heart. Because they know what they've been a part of. They know what they've been doing. And these men will come out and spaz out because they think no men really understand them. Doesn't that sound familiar? See, doesn't that sound familiar? Not being understood. See, this is a problem men have in general. It doesn't matter the age group. The millennials are misunderstood by the Gen Xers. The Gen Xers were misunderstood by the boomers. By the silent generation. The silent generation weren't listened to. The silent generation weren't heard by the goddamn boomers. So this is a cycle. See, it's bigger than pointing the fingers when you could go back and track this shit going on generations in your family. That's when you know that something is wrong here. It's bigger than just saying who was wrong. We need to figure out what's wrong. See, this is the problem with black men. We want to, who wrong? We looking for who wrong. See, we got that from our mamas. Because we always want to call somebody out and tell them to fix some shit. See, we get that from our mothers. See, when you a problem solver, you don't give a fuck who was wrong initially. You want to know what's wrong. See, when daddy come around, what's wrong? That's what daddy always asks you. What mommy say? Who did it? Who hurt mommy baby? Who did it? Daddy come in and say, what's wrong, boy? Why you crying? What? Now who? What's wrong? Problem solver. What is wrong? Meaning, what's the problem? See that? Mommy goes straight to your feelings. Who did it? Who hurt mommy baby? Who got mommy baby crying? Who? Not what. Who? Who? Daddy come. What happened, boy? What happened? No, tell me what happened from beginning to end. What happened? See that? And we got too much men today who are having conversations who want to just say who did something. Who? Because we looking to place blame. When you looking to place blame, that's because you don't know how to solve the goddamn problem. You see that? Men don't teach that. Because guess what? Even if it's her goddamn fault that she burnt the goddamn pot up, if the goddamn shit on fire, who you think gotta put it out? You, nigga. You! You're a problem solver. So you complain about solving problems? You want to whine because you got to solve problems? When that's what God made you to do. That's why you were born a male. And you're supposed to develop into a man so you can understand that that is your position. That's part of who you are. There is no why I gotta do it again. Then ask God why he gave you nuts. Ask him that. So-called black man, salute. He said, keep bringing the truth, bro. I appreciate your support, bro. Brooklyn Crook. What up, Brooklyn Crook? Salute. I appreciate the support. He says it takes courage to be a man in the face of all. Speak on it. Salute. Salute, Brooklyn Crook. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that super chat. I appreciate the support. And it does takes courage. And courage comes from within. You see? You see? These are the men who are missing. Hey, Miss Angie. Shout out to Miss Angie B. I see you in the building. Good to see you, Miss Angie. Always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to you, Miss Angie. These are the men who are missing. So when we having these conversations between men from different age groups, instead of us having a conversation on who didn't do this, who didn't do that, who didn't do this, who didn't do that, who didn't have this, who didn't have that, who didn't give me this, who didn't give me that. How about we have the conversation on what happened first? What happened? Well, what went on during the times of your daddy, when your daddy was growing up? What was going on back then? What was see, that's your job as a man. See, when you become a man, this is what you begin to do. You begin to introspect. Well, what made my dad do that? What made my dad think like that? What made my uncles do that? What? Because we just made the distinction between men and women. Mommy gonna ask who? Daddy gonna ask what? Because see, mommy looked to solve the problem with her feelings. If mommy could solve if a woman could solve all her goddamn problems with her mouth, she wouldn't need you, nigga. She wouldn't need you. If she could solve all her problems with her mouth, who hurt mommy, baby? That ain't solving shit. You know what that? You know why they say that? So you can stop crying. Cause that's mommy. That's mommy. So they always find ways to quiet you down. They learn this is instinctive for women. I hope y'all know this. This shit can't be taught to women. Women have this in them. Women have it in them. That's why you'll see a 14-year-old girl after a certain amount of time, she'll get her shit together. She have a baby at 16. Oh man, how she had that baby? She hit 18. She got a good job. She in college now. The baby 2 years old. She got a job. She about to get a crib. That shit is instinctive for women. It's instinctive for women. That shit is instinctive for women. It's not for us. It's more thoughts for us. It's constant thinking for us. For women, it's different. So your mother know how to calm you down through manipulation tactics. That's how women win. They manipulate the feelings. Who hurt mommy, baby? And then what you start doing? I just want some candy. Now nobody ain't hurt you. Nobody hurt you. You just wanted some candy. But by her saying who hurt mommy, baby, it made you stop crying. And that was her whole intention. So you can stop crying and fussing while all my children is on. because she can't hear it. She can't hear all my children because you in there fussing because you ain't getting no Jolly Joes. So she come in there, soothe you. It's what women do, soothe you. Right? And then they go back and do what they do. It's what women do. So when men are having conversations, why are we focused on the who, like the women? Huh? Why it's always about who and not what? And not what? You see? Because what happens usually? What happens usually? When you ain't seen your child in years, when you ain't spoke to your child in years, and they want to know what happened. Dad, why I ain't hear from you? You ain't called me. What happened, Dad? You see that? You see that, fellas? And we can't be afraid to say what happened. When we have these conversations with younger brothers and with older brothers, we got to be honest on what happened. Let's stop talking, trying to escape blame, because that's not what the conversation is built around. The conversation is built around us as men discussing what happened to us. Because if we could discuss and get an understanding from each other on what happened, then we can start to understand why certain shit was done. You see that? And once we what? Develop an understanding with one another as men, then we could work with one another. But we can't work with one another. We don't understand each other. We don't understand what we come from, what we represent, what. See? And that's what we don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about the what. We want to blame somebody. Oh, the government is the reason why we were gang banging. No, it wasn't, nigga. Because remember, in the book, they told you what you're supposed to do as a Crip, what you're supposed to do as a Blood, what you're supposed to do as a GD, what you're supposed to do as a Vice Lord. As a Vice Lord man, as a GD man, as a Crip man, there were codes to tell you what and what not to do. It didn't matter who wrote it. Because, nigga, when it was written, you wasn't even born. But you still was repping. You still was repping. Because it was about what you were representing, not who. You wasn't around when Larry Hoover been in jail longer than you been born. So why you a GD if it's about who? Why you a GD if it's about who? Why you a folk? If it's about who, nigga? Because you want to know who started the GDs? Larry Hoover. He been in jail for damn near 50 years. You 22. Who you talking about, homie? You 22. See, it's about what you representing. So we need to speak on what is plaguing us as men. What? We know about the government. We don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to talk to no niggas that's talking about a government, and we know that. What is the system that we've built amongst each other? How about the system of communication we have amongst each other as men? It's toxic. It's wrong. We still operating like little nappy head boys that grew up in the projects. I gotta fight you and then get some respect from you. That's childish. Because we gotta prove who is the man. See that? That's what all that's about. Trying to prove who is tougher than who is stronger than who. When the problem isn't that. If the problem is the system, then that's what we need to talk about, the what and how that plays into how we communicate with each other and how we've participated in it willingly. You see that? You see? You see? Songwriter, what's good? He said we react instead of respond. Absolutely, songwriter. Q Diesel, what up, Q Diesel? Times change, but we do not. Bingo. We don't. Big Dice says real people would never ever respond or notice fake people. Come on now. Come on now. Dion says Larry Hoover has been incarcerated before I was born, 1985. Come on, bro. Come on now. Shout out to my man Boogeyman in the building. Salute, family. Triple Eight says the gangs used to be about community and family. Now it's all out war. And I bet all the gangs fell out over the love of some woman, like most men fall. Hey, bro, that's some deep shit. But it's true. It's true. It's true, man. It's true. And if men allow a woman or women to destroy what we build, then who problem is that? See, we get on the internet and we want to play fantasy. No, let's talk about reality. If we allow women to destroy what we build because of our lack of discipline, our lack of self-worth, self-respect. We don't talk about it in depth. You know, and this is not to cancel out what you said, my brother Triple A Job, because you made an awesome point. I'm just adding on to what you're saying. We're quick to say who did something instead of what. So these empires that was brought down, it wasn't just because the woman was evil. The woman was toxic. The woman was bad. We're not going to ignore that. But you know what else we can't ignore? Just like when we did the stream, when I read about Samson and Delilah. Delilah is Delilah. You're Samson, nigga. You see? See, this is what I'm sick of men doing. This is what I'm sick of men doing. I'm sick of this. We never want to acknowledge what. Listen to what, not who. What we've done. And this is the shit that's destroying men internally, and they don't want to talk about it. That woman didn't bring down your empire. You know what brought down your empire? Your whoremongering. I did 2 shows. How whoremongering destroys men and brings down empires. Didn't we see that with Samson? Before Samson, we read before Samson went and met Delilah, he went and laid up with a hooker. So even if Delilah was sent to destroy Samson, how did she get access to destroy him? From the through line of what? Lust, sexual sin. So he opened himself up to allow what happened to happen. You see? See what? These are the type of men I grew up with. When I became a teenager, because I lived with my dad. My dad was on some shit like, listen, all right, feel the way you feel, but now what? Okay, she lied. She did what she did. What did you do, son? And I used to get pissed off. Me and my father used to have arguments about this. And I used to be like, Dad, what do you mean what I do? I didn't do nothing. I ain't do shit. She just lied. And, I start getting irate the same way we get on these panels. Get irate. Because I want him to take my side. Yeah. Yeah. Because I want him to take my side. And I know if I acknowledge the shit I done, I know, because I know my father. My father was a pure logic. Oh, that's what you did, son? Well, that's why you got what you got. See, I didn't grow up around them type of men. That's why today's show is these are the men who are missing. I didn't grow up around men who played the victim Olympics. I didn't grow up around those types of men. I grew up around men who gonna do whatever it takes to make it happen. If I gotta shovel shit to feed my family, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna cry about shoveling that shit, but I'm gonna shovel it. You see that? See, these are the men who are missing. The men who were built to overcome adversity. You see, today we got a bunch of men who don't want to overcome things. We just want to say, why it's like that? It ain't supposed to be like that. Nigga, slavery was never supposed to be here. What are you talking about? There's a lot of shit that doesn't happen that we could say it shouldn't have happened. But that's not reality. That's not reality. It's not. And what happened to those men who's going to continue to let brothers know it don't stop till you're dead, homie? Till the casket drop. Yeah. Yeah. You want it to not be hard for you? Wait till they lower that casket. That's when it's going to be, nigga. That's when you can let it all go. That's when you can let it all go. Let all your worries, that's where you let it all go. Yeah, that's when the buck stops. That's where the buck stops. There. But in the meantime, guess who's going to preserve us? God. See, this is why them older men in your family, the men who are about something, this is why a lot of them, this why they had the level of substance that they had. We not talking about just walking into a building. Okay? We talking about spiritual men. Men who possessed a certain spirit. These men are no longer around. These men, a lot of these men have died off. Yes, 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 OG. And my dad used to always tell me that. When I was a teenager and I used to come to him with certain gripes, you know what my father used to tell me? Son, who said being a man was going to be easy? Whoever said it was going to be easy, son? Get used to this shit. It's not going to be easy for you. It wasn't easy for me. It wasn't easy for your grandfather. It wasn't easy for his daddy. You think it's going to be easy for you? Huh? The type of man I raised you to be, you think it's going to be easy for you? You think people just going to like you? You think people just going to say, hey, no, you're not him. You're not them. Okay? They're not going to like you, son. They're not going to like what you stand for, son. They're not going to accept it, son. Get used to it. Get used to it, black man. Stop crying about it. Stop crying about it. If you want to cry, nigga, call one of your bros and cry to them. We'll cry together. My line is always open to the bros. My direct brothers know that too. We done got on the phone and cried together, nigga. That's what men's supposed to do. We done got on the phone and got so deep in the conversations, nigga done start crying, man. That's what we supposed to do. We agency. Brothers must be agents to one another, not against one another. Agency. We are our own agency. See that? But these are the men who missing. The men who have the heart for the people. These are the men who are missing. And when you have a heart for the people, your heart will be broke 1,000,000 times, nigga. Don't run. We need you. Don't run, bro. We need you. Don't go sit down. Oh man, I done did what I had to do in life. So don't be one of them niggas. Because this is why the youth is mad. Because every fucking generation got to start over because some niggas wanted to twinkle their goddamn toes and sit on the beach and talk, well, what I did, I went to work. But what kind of community your great-grandson growing up in, nigga? Do you give a fuck about that? Or you just cared that you worked till you retired, so now I'm off the clock for being a man? No! And this is what the youth, this is what we mad at. Nigga, ain't no throwing in no fucking towel. We visionaries. What's society gonna look like when your great-grandson is around if you still alive? How you gonna help him navigate? You think he ain't gonna need some of your wisdom? Ain't no expiration date on truth. There's no expiration date on truth. So the truth gonna be the truth, whether you're 8 or whether you're 80. So we just gonna stop being the men that the community need, that our family need. Because society done made it so hard. What that mean, nigga? Okay, society is hard that you growing up in it. Imagine when you're nigga, imagine 1921. Huh? You talk about, these women and these women. Nigga, shut up. With these moot ass conversations that men should never be involved in. Imagine in 1921. Huh? Imagine what your great grandfather was going through. You talking about how it's hard for you. Imagine what he went through. What I'm trying to tell you is it ain't gonna get no easier. And especially if you ain't a worldly man, it definitely ain't gonna be easy. If you don't want to be an old popular nigga in everybody's face, old mixy nigga. I hate a mixy ass nigga. Hate a mixy ass nigga. See, this is what we got now. A bunch of mixy, gossipy, backbiting, weak, munch ass niggas. A bunch of munches. You thought she was feeling you? You really a munch. Bunch of munch ass niggas. See that? I'm getting ready to play this video. I'm going to show you the men that's missing. See, because the reason why so much of you munch ass niggas is because these are the men that are missing. Because these men that I'm getting ready to show you would have whooped you niggas asses a long time ago. This is when ass whoopings was fresh on the menu. You could get an ass whooping as an appetizer. You could get an ass whooping as a soup and a snack and an entree. What happened to those men? You start talking all sassy and spicy out your mouth, you get your ass whooped, boy. Because you're going to learn how to have some decorum and some respect. And you're going to learn and listen to what come out your mouth. What happened to those men? Now everybody's sassy with man bags. Now this the favorite dance. Got his goddamn chest poked out with his messenger bag. Then you wonder why nobody takes us serious. You niggas wearing too much messenger bags. If you're not the mailman, take that shit off. Especially if you from New York. We know back in the day what men wore them bags. Them niggas from Broome Street. Don't let that go over your head. Broome Street. That's where you from, homie? That's where you from? I thought you was from Flatbush. I thought you was from 21st and Caton. You walking around here looking like some nigga off Broome Street. What you doing? This is why they don't take us serious. Niggas got more bag. You niggas matching your bags with your clothes like women. Like women. This is what you niggas doing. Look at me. I'm cute. I'm fly. No, you're not. You're zesty. See, because that's what the man that I'm getting ready to show you, that's what he'd have told your ass. If you don't take that bag off, boy, I'll shoot you in your goddamn leg. That's the kind of grandfather I had. You get him too upset, he going to grab his pistol. Cause he's the judge, the jury, everything in the goddamn house. I wasn't even allowed to get my goddamn ears pierced. That came from my grandfather. That ain't just start with my dad. Niggas couldn't even get their ears pierced. Now you got niggas walking around with hoops. See what it done turned into? Now you got men who got whole earrings upside their earlobes like women. This is shit. My grandfather used to talk about this. This is why he didn't let us get certain hairstyles, none of it, because he knew it all was zesty and what it was going to turn into. Now, you saying ponytail wearing niggas getting your hair pulled. Don't let that go over your head. You women are wondering why you're finding out your boyfriend like his hair pulled. And he always like to keep his hair out. Yeah, see, all this shit started when we was kids. And you went against certain shit that men said. Now you're wondering why you got a little fruit booty. You let his goddamn hair grow down to his back. Boy, hair longer than yours. He getting his hair pulled. He at Diddy parties getting his hair pulled. See? See that? These are facts. Yeah, niggas out here getting their hair pulled. Yeah. Shout out to my brother Joe Blast. He said, I got hoops, but I ain't no Fruit Loop. We not talking about the little basketball player hoop. We ain't talking about the Larry Johnson hoops, bro. We talking about the Xerxes hoops. We talking about the earrings that Xerxes had. Remember, Xerxes had jewelry. We talking about that Xerxes jewelry. That's what we talking about. We ain't talking about 1990s Larry Johnson, Anthony Mason with the little hoop. We ain't talking about that. You're not talking about that. You know what I'm saying, Zion? Shout out to my man Zion. We talking about the Xerxes hoops. Yeah. Yeah, bro. We talking about those. That's what we talking about. It done got out of control. See, because remember, even our mamas who let us get earrings, some of our homeboys had the little hoop growing up. He didn't get the stud. He got the hoop. But your mama wasn't going to allow you to walk around with hoops the same size as hers. You see? But see, the men spoke against it back then because they didn't even want it. They didn't even want us going that way with it. They just smashed it all together. Like, nope. Just shut the shit all the way down. So it's never even considered. Nope. What happened to those men? Because we always hear it, oh, I need a manly man. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. We getting ready to show you one. Shout out to everyone in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share the show. If you haven't yet, make sure y'all hit that like button and share the show. Dale Diddy says, when my cousin walked in my grandparents' house with his ears and nose pierced, see, there you go. With his ears and his nose pierced. We didn't play that Tupac shit. We didn't play that shit. That thug shit. You got an earring in your goddamn nose calling yourself a thug. And then we saw pictures of Tupac sitting in the tub with a G-string on. Rest in peace to Tupac. But we not doing that. We not promoting that shit. With his ears and nose pierced, he got called Christina for it. Papa didn't play in that house. Sure didn't. Christina. Bet you he won't come around with that shit no more. I'm going to start calling you my granddaughter. Yeah, I bet you won't come around with that shit no more. I bet you we won't come around with that shit no more. and see, when we experienced stuff like that when we was younger by the older men in our family, that made us tougher as young boys. That made us tougher. That gave us thick skin. You see what I'm saying? That shit shaped and molded who we became. Not saying that it was just all good, because nothing is all good. You know, these men ain't come from everything that was good. So it's not about that. But it gave us some character, it gave us some sense of self-respect and masculinity. We have a famous term that's you know, just used totally out of context, masculine frame. Don't tell me you in your masculine frame walking around with a messenger bag strapped across your goddamn chest and you walk around like this. Ain't nothing masculine about that. Nothing. Like I said, we don't wear messenger bags. I grew up in a time where the only people who wore them bags were on Broome Street, Astor Place, 14th Street, West 4th, yeah, Houston Street. See, if you from the town, you know what I'm talking about. If you still in the building, Big Dice, you know what I'm talking about. Team Guardian in the building, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all from the town. New York Nikki, you know what I'm talking about. You know those streets. Those places in New York City they're located in a place called the Meat Packing District. Don't let that go over your head. It's called the Meat Packing District. Back in the day, it was called the gay headquarters. Okay? This is the East Coast Mecca for homosexuality. Right in Manhattan, New York. It's called the Meatpacking District. They have a Teamsters building down there and everything. These are facts. These are facts. When I was growing up, you didn't wear that. You didn't wear what them dudes wore down there, because them dudes wore things to identify themselves. And one of those things you identified with was with that messenger bag. Let's move on to the video. Shout out to everyone in the building, man. Shout out to everyone in the building. Fair use, fair use. Louis reacts. Louis reacts. Thanks for this video, man. Let me use this for educational purposes only. Let me use this for educational purposes only. Sonny says, we used to only pierce one side. Absolutely. I begged to have my ears pierced till I was 16. I didn't get mine pierced till after high school. Facts. Yes, thank you. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Shout out to Louis Reacts for this video. We're going to check out this video real quick, and then we're going to wrap up today's show. Shout out to everyone in the building. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
They acting. They don't have a mind of their own to create their own game. Once Tyler Perry come out.
Y'all heard that? Shout out to Charleston White, too. I like when Charleston is on this type of time. Shout out to my man, Charleston White. Okay, Jasmine says we can hear. Okay. Okay. Appreciate that, y'all. Now, look at this man that's talking. He don't look like Bill Russell. He don't look like him. Look at him. And then look at the guy who talking.
They acting. They don't have a mind of their own to create their own game. Once Tyler Perry come out the bottomless pit, he created Muddia. Everybody listen to Muddia. So Tyler Perry started being Muddia, telling motherfuckers what to do in the family. This is the best for the family, what the family is supposed to do. We don't have no Muddia and grandpa. We just got a Muddia. But in Texas, we got an old nigga down here in Texas that they kind of listen to.
Called Pop.
They kind of listen to called Pop. So if you don't mind, and a lot of you billionaires come to Texas and build.
You heard what he said? Pay attention to what he said. We're going to get back to the video. Pay attention to what he said, though. Tyler Perry came out with Muddia because Muddia is the representation of grandma who run the family. Muddia. If you from down south, that is the nickname they call grandma. Up north, we call her Nana. Big mama. Or like the new generation, mama. However y'all call it now. Down south is Muddia. See, he spelt it Muddia. He made it a name, but it's Muddia. Meaning it's really my dear. Muddia. Muddia. Grandma. But what did he say? Most of us grew up with Muddia, where she made the decisions for the family, where she said, this is where the family's supposed to go. You're missing grandpa. You're missing papa. That's who you're missing. That old nigga that got something to say that's valuable. He said, but see, down here in Texas, see, in the South, in the country, where niggas live to 200 years old, black men, whether you know it or not, get out the cities, black men. You ain't gonna live that long. Got these old black men in these countries in the rural South living till they 200 years old. See, you don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about pops. You don't know nothing about pops. Mm-hmm. Look at pops. Look at pops. These are the men who are missing. Look at pops. And listen to what he's saying before you judge him. Because half your goofy ass niggas are sitting there saying, well, how much did he leave his grandkids? Sitting there like a bunch of hoes, talking about somebody's money. This is why y'all out of y'all masculine frame. Because if you've been around men like Pops, you can't sit around and talk about your goddamn money all day. Because see, Pops will come out and tell you, what you trying to give up some ass? Why you keep talking about your money, nigga? Ain't no hoes around here. You see that? What happened to those men? Ain't nobody giving up no ass over here, boy. Stop talking about your goddamn money, nigga. Shut up. Oh, you got some money? Buy some drinks. You see that? That's when you be around real men. Don't keep talking about your money unless you gonna spend it, nigga.
Some studios and schools and things for our kids because they need help. Their mamas and daddies can't help them. And the white man's school sure ain't helped them. So we need a black school.
So what you mean by the white man's school ain't helping our babies?
The white man's school, this is the white man's school that we going to. You can't whoop a kid's ass in school. You ain't got no pride in school. That's his game because he didn't want nobody to whoop his kid. He didn't want no black teacher to whoop his kid, so he took whooping out of school. Whooping go in school. And then when you get your ass whooped in school, when you come home, mom and daddy whoop your motherfucking ass for being disrespectful. That's taught at home. Respect is taught at home. The mamas and the daddies don't know respect, so how they gonna teach the children's respect?
Say that again. You say the mamas and daddies don't know respect, so how
they gonna teach the kids respect? Niggas and hip-hops don't have no respect. The Negro have respect. And the Afro-American and the just black have respect. But the nigga and the hip-hop, he think the world belong to them, man, and they don't give a goddamn what happened to them. They just want to live for the day, and I understand that because that's the way us niggas used to live, for the day. And we have fun, and we did what we wanted to do. Because we know if that white man catches us, he going to lock us up in the penitentiary for life, or he going to kill us. So we just...
You heard, Pops? Hold up, Pops. Hold up. Did you hear, Pops? He just told you why we niggas. He just told you why. You heard him? See, Pops ain't pointing the finger. Pops telling you what happened. Heard what Pops said? I know why these niggas and these hip hoppers think the way they do, because that's how we was when we was niggas. We ran around and did whatever we wanted to do because we knew if that white man caught us, we were going to jail, they'd kill us. That's why we ran out and broke the goddamn law and did the shit that we did. See, that's Pops. See, these are the men that are missing. These are the men that are missing. The men that's going to tell shit the way it is. Not because you want to blame somebody. What it is, what happened, then you can understand why. See, he telling you, listen to Pops. Listen to Pops. These are the men that are missing. Pops. Not no old sap sucker. Pops. Pops. Paw.
just enjoyed the day.
Boy, that's cold. You say
Just enjoy
you
the
knew
day.
the white man was gonna lock you up or kill you, so the niggas just enjoyed the day.
I'm breaking law. I'm stealing. I'm burglarizing. I'm trying to get me some money. I don't want to go to work 8 hours. I'm not educated. I'm going to make $1 an hour. I ain't going to make too much money an hour. So I come out here with doing different things to get me some money. And if that white boy catch me, he going to lock my ass up in jail.
How many of you men think like that to today? How many of you black men think like that till today? Still think like that? You want to know where it came from? He just told you. That's where it come from. That's why you're living for the moment. That's why you're living for the club and a nice outfit and all of that shit. You still living like you a goddamn slave. You just want to come out and enjoy the night. Oh, what a night. Oh, what a night. You living for the day when you ain't a nigga no more. You see that? He telling you when we were niggas. Listen to what Pop said. Oh, what a night. Living for the club and living for the night. I'm going out tonight. Your whole life is surrounded by a weekend party. That's a nigga. That's the slave nigga. You see? You see? Listen to Pops. Listen to Pops. He telling you the game. He giving you it raw and uncut. Listen to Pops. Listen to him. This is why he said, I can't blame them. They get that shit from us. That's what Pop said. I can't blame these niggas and hip hoppers. They get it from us. That's what we were doing. But we still doing it now. See the problem? Don't just blame them for doing it. Nigga, you doing it now when you don't have to. He just told you why they came out and did what they did, because they was uneducated. They wasn't going to make a certain amount of money an hour. Nigga, you ain't got to do that. Why you think Papa always told us to go to school? Why you think Papa always rewarded us and gave us quarters and dollars and $5 and $10 when we got good grades? So we ain't had to hit the street and run numbers. So we ain't had to hit the street and sell heroin. So we ain't had to hit the street and sell our goddamn women. That's why he told us to go to school, nigga. Listen to Pops.
The young niggas that's doing wrong, what do they need? Why they doing wrong?
They need a bail bondsman and a lawyer, not their mama and not their grandma. Motherfucker need a bail bondsman and a lawyer and try to keep it on the state and try to keep it on the state level where you can pay for it. But too many state crime, you can't pay for that. But once you get to Fed, just go on, lay down, go to sleep, and come on back home and don't open your mouth. Don't tell a motherfucking thing.
So for the young niggas, when the feds get him, can a lawyer help him?
No, can't help you do a motherfucking thing. When you get arrested, go get your motion of discovery. You read your motion of discovery. Your motion of discovery is going to tell you everything you done and who snitched on you and everything. You go over here, they got a sentencing guideline book right here. It's going to tell you how much time you going to get.
So ain't no use you spending no $20,000, $30,000 on no federal lawyer.
Don't spend a dime on a federal lawyer. Take the court appointed lawyer and go and get this time that you, if you guilty. If you guilty, now if you ain't guilty, you're gonna have a hard time proving that you ain't. But if you know you guilty, fuck that, save the money for commissary, and when you come back, you ain't gotta commit no crime.
Hold on. You just said something most niggas don't even know nothing about.
Y'all heard Pops? All you want to be street niggas. Pops is telling you. Pops is telling you. Don't try to play with them feds, boy. Save your money for commissary. Go ahead and lay down and take your time like a man. See? These are the men that are missing. They're not in abundance. That no snitching shit ain't come from the street. It came from men. Heard what Pop said? Keep your mouth shut, do your time, and come home. This ain't about holding no street code. You don't talk to the devil, nigga. That's the devil. You talking to the devil for? You already played in his goddamn playground. You talking to the devil for? See, Pops told us that. Keep your goddamn mouth shut. You don't talk to them police. They ain't here for you. That's who taught us that shit, not the street. Stop coming on the internet talking malarkey. You don't know what you're talking about. That ain't come from the street. That came from Papa. That's where that came from. You stand up and take your time as a man, because that's called accountability. You don't put your shit off on the next person. That's called accountability. They ain't got nothing to do with no streets. They ain't got nothing to do with no streets. That's why that shit don't mean nothing in the street. And most of these niggas are rats. Because they ain't learned that in their house. They heard it from a bunch of fake niggas in the street who been tattletelling since they was little boys. I'm telling mommy. I'm telling daddy. I'm telling. You think that's supposed to change because he gang? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go back and listen to Pops.
You said commissary.
Oh, and by the way, fellas, these are the men who our women love. Pops with this type of attitude. Mm-hmm. And if she tell you she don't like him, it's because she love him and she scared of him. Because she know Papa don't play no goddamn games. And she ain't gonna run no game on Papa. Let these women tell you they don't want these types of men. They're lying. Listen to Pops.
Commissary.
You need commissary
You got
money.
to have commissary. You got to have some bananas and some food at night, because you might not want that shit that they cooking in the kitchen. Now, if you're a tramp and a hobo and like to eat garbage, then you go to the kitchen. But if you kind of like to eat leak at night, you got to go to commissary.
How long you spend in federal prison?
In and out 30 years. Just got free in 2015 because I won't comply.
And how old are you?
I'm 78 years old and finna die and go to hell and have fun because I had fun on heaven. This was heaven. This was heaven to me. So I know I'm finna go to hell because I had fun on this motherfucker.
Boy, that's a cold motherfucking thing to think. On the way to the graveyard. On the way to the graveyard. Nigga say, I know I'm going to hell.
If it's a hell, but it ain't no hell, man. That's that theory that they tell y'all. Me, myself, if my mama was in heaven or hell, she called back and tell me something because my mama and my grandma love the shit out of me. You can't tell me that, so I don't want to hear that.
I got one more question. Mama and daddy. What was the difference between mama and daddy?
What's the difference between mama and daddy? Mama's mama and daddy's daddy. Daddy go out and get the money and bring it in, and mama take care of the money and do what daddy said do if he a strong daddy. Mama and daddy is a team.
But if daddy is a weak daddy, what mama got to do?
If daddy's a weak daddy, mama got to damn near be both roles, mama and daddy. But when she tell daddy's when I come up, they wasn't really weak. They wasn't really weak. They went out and did the best they can and brought the money in and give it to mama. And mama went and paid the bills. And then daddy didn't have no money. They had to have a part-time job to have some money because all the money that the daddies had barely paid the bills and things like that. If I ask daddy for a nickel, he tell me, but nigga, I ain't got no motherfucking nickel, but I run in here and ask mama for a nickel, she gonna give me a dime. Why? Because daddy reported all the money because his mama got to pay the bills. Daddy's not responsible to pay the bills. I was mad at daddy for a long time until I found out what daddy was doing. Daddy didn't have no motherfucking money.
Why?
Because he got to give up all the money to pay the bills. So
See how nothing new under the sun? Pops just said he grew up a long time mad at his daddy until he understood what his daddy was dealing with. See, this shit about black men not having no money, this shit ain't nothing new. This is nothing new. Why we want to act like this is an epidemic? This is a phenomenon. Nigga, you heard Pops? You heard Pops? This ain't nothing new. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? But notice what he said. Notice how he didn't reference daddy strength according to how much money he made. Notice what he said. I didn't grow up in a time where it was weak daddies. My daddy was strong. That don't mean he paid all the goddamn bills. That don't mean your grandmama had every goddamn pair of shoe and wig she wanted. This is fallacy that men are promoting today. This is not reality. This is not reality. And this is why a lot of women are losing, because you're choosing a man based on his money, and then you find out he's a selfish bastard who ain't never grown past 16 years old. You can't get the nigga to pay a bill. You can't get him to buy you some flowers. But he got some money, though. Because he don't understand what it is to be a man. He don't know what it is to be a strong man. This is what Pops is talking about. Daddy came in and gave up all his goddamn money to take care of the house. This is why they didn't get allowance. Oh, so now that makes him a bad man? Now you're going to question his manhood because he couldn't give you $20 a week? But every time you went and had to take a shit, you had tissue to wipe your ass. Every Saturday when you wanted to watch cartoons and sit there with your bowl of cereal, who you think contributed to that? Huh? With your ungrateful ass. We got too many ungrateful niggas out here today who think that's part of being a man. Then you wonder why you don't get no respect. You don't respect yourself. You whore yourself out. Then you wonder why you're treated the way you're treated. What's up, Shatera? How you doing? Club Fortune says exactly. That convo alone proves how much of a waste and failure the gender war is. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get back to it. Pops ain't finished. Pops is not finished, Sonny. He not finished, New York Nikki. Pops not finished, y'all. Shout out to my brother Outrageous TV. He says, a couple of years ago, I forgave my parents, mom and dad, for not being in my life. My grandma raised me. My parents were on drugs and wasn't in my childhood. We have to learn to forgive. Salute, young brother. This is a young brother, man. Salute. Salute, bro.
If he wants some money, he got to go steal something, gamble, or do something to get him some extra money. Sell it a wee or something. Ain't no extra money.
What you say, Pops? What do you got to do? What do you got to do to have some extra money? Let me rewind that. See, ain't nothing new under the sun. Listen to Pops. Listen to what Pops said. Listen to Pops.
Mad at Daddy for a long time until I found out what Daddy was doing. Daddy didn't have no motherfucking money.
Why?
Because he got to give up all the money to pay the bills. So if he wants some money, he got to go steal something, gamble, or do something to get him some extra money. Sell it a wee or something. Ain't no extra money. It wasn't no money. We had to go get jobs to help mama there.
So when a young nigga go to jail, who he need to call? Mama?
No. Call his homeboy or call his, don't call nobody. Before he go to jail, he's supposed to have a lawyer and a bail bond. I went to jail one time and I called Daddy. Told Daddy come get me out of jail. Daddy come down there and got me out of jail. While we on our way back, when Daddy mad, he do this. Nigga, get my money. That's my rent money. I don't care what you got to do to get it. And from now on, get you a lawyer and a bail bond, but then don't call me no motherfucking more. Do you understand? Yeah, Daddy, I understand. And ever since then, I've been having me a lawyer and a bail bond. Nigga go to jail sometimes 2 or 3 days. Nigga, hit the motherfucking thing 2 or 3 times, but I'm going to get right out. Cause I got a lawyer and I got a bail bond.
But when the feds come get your ass, what you got to do?
Mama, get me out of jail. They say, you going to jail, fucker. Lay your punk ass down and you going to jail for nothing. You didn't do that. But think about all the things that you did do to get
You see, you listen, see how even the women was different back in the day. what mama told her son? Sit your ass down. And think about all the bad shit you was doing, nigga. You see? Now we got mamas today. Not my son. My son ain't do nothing. Yes, the fuck he did. Now let him go grow up and be a man and stop coddling him. Yes, he did. He did kick them people door in and tie them people up. Yes, he did. I be seeing y'all little dumbass statuses. Oh, the police can't have my son. Well, crime got a hold of him. See that? Enabling them. Enabling them. Go sit your ass down and do your time. You heard what his mama told him? All that shit you was doing? Let's hear it from Pops again. Let's hear it from Pops. I love listening to Pops, man.
I got a lawyer and I got a bail bond.
But when the feds come get your ass, what you got to do?
Mama, get me out of jail. They say, you going to jail, fucker. Lay your punk ass down and you going to jail for nothing. You didn't do that. But think about all the things that you did do to get away and lay your punk ass down. You finna go to jail. So I went to jail.
And what did mama send you?
Dr. King's book in the Bible. And she lay down and mind your motherfucking business.
In 30 years, you in and out that motherfucker.
I don't comply. I don't comply with no man's law. Dr. King tried to make agreement with him. Dr. King said, let's go join them. That was the worst thing in the world that we done was we went and joined them. We were supposed to be in competition against them. Build our own, and they come fuck with us. We wasn't, but we didn't have nothing. White folks used to come eat with black folks. Black folks cooked all the white folks' food. Black folks was the masters of everything. White folks couldn't even clean the house. Black folks had to clean the house. Then all of a sudden, some immigrants and refugees started coming over here, and black folks lost them jobs because white folks didn't really like them, and then the refugees worked cheaper.
We gonna end with that, boys and girls.
Shout out to Pops. You heard what Pops said? You heard what he said? We were the masters of everything. You heard what he said? I don't comply. So, standing up against oppression as a black man was taught by black men in your family. See, if that shit don't come out your family, it ain't in you, boy. It ain't in you. You see that? You heard, Pops? I don't comply. That was my grandfather, both of them. You ain't gonna sell me shit and tell me it's donuts, nigga, because I'm gonna get out here and make my own dough. I'm gonna get out here and make my own dough. That's where it come from. And guess the original source of black men rebelling against the system came from? Rebelling against the devil, the Bible. What did his mama give him when he went to prison? A book of Martin Luther King and the Bible. That's where the rebellion against the system originally took place, which is why they always have looked at black men the way that they have done. Because it's in us to do it. What did Pop say? We were their competition. We were supposed to be their competition. They didn't know how to do shit. They ain't even clean their goddamn houses. And that's the goddamn truth. Why? Because our grandmamas back in them days was cleaning them white folks' houses. Why you think I called my father's mother Nanny? Nanny. Because that's what them women were. Them Southern women, that's what they were. Nannies and nanas. Yeah. Shout out to Pops. Shout out to Charleston White, man. Shout out to him for bringing Pops to us, man. Because those are the men that are missing. Those are the men that are missing, man. Shout out to everyone for coming through to today's show. Yup, he said, man up. How you doing, Phoenix? Joe Blast says, facts, Martin effed us up. Then they killed him once he started to stop dreaming. Yep. Sure did. Once he woke up from the dream, they murdered him. Absolutely. AAA Job says, we are still their competition, even though we're in a low estate. They still copy everything we do. Of course. Of course. They have to in order to survive. That's another thing, though. We ain't going to go there. As we ain't going to go there. You know what I'm saying? AAA Job. My brother Del Diddy says, Genesis 3:12 says, the man said, the woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it. Modern men are operating with the spirit of Adam and not under God's authority. Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. And the men who was under God's authority, a very few far in between now. I believe we still here. We just hibernating. That's why it's time for us to wake up, fellas. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to stop hibernating. It's time for us to stop sitting on the bench. It's time for us to stop playing double dutch. You know, when they turn in the rope, this how we doing it, y'all. As men. It's time to stop. If that's who you are. So shout out to everyone in the building. I appreciate everyone for staying into double overtime. I just realized we were in double overtime. Shout out to everyone in the building. We officially at 2 hours. Shout out to y'all, man. I wasn't even supposed to stay this long, but y'all know how it go, man. I appreciate everyone, man. I appreciate everyone. Man, much love, OG. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you. He said, stop it, DS1. I ain't going back to jail. No, you're not, my brother. No, you're not. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. Thank you, Miss Classy Creole. I appreciate you always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to the House of Love. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you, Miss Angie, for always coming through and doing the same, holding it down for your brother. I appreciate it. Shout out to you as well, Reigning Woman, always coming through and holding down the Chizat. Shout out to everyone for coming through, man. I appreciate all the love and the support. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all do what's free. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Hit that like button, hit that share button if y'all would like to financially support today's show. The links are going across the screen. The links are going across the screen. Shout out to everyone who has financially supported today's show. Whether you hit the PayPal, whether you hit the Venmo, whether you left a super chat, it's very much appreciated. Most importantly, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget, on your way out, if you haven't yet, you may have forgotten, hit that like button, hit that share button. Also, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think of today's show. Let me know what y'all think of today's show. We will be back tomorrow, right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm y'all host, DS1 Ross, of course. Shout out to all you visionaries, man. Shout out to everyone for always coming through and showing love. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all, man, because without y'all, I wouldn't keep doing this, man. So salute to all the visionaries. Much love to y'all. Before we get up out of here, brothers, remember, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow, y'all. Peace.